Council of the Aging, also known as COTA Australia, believes that the extent of unpaid superannuation highlights how unprepared the nation is in terms of meeting the needs of its senior citizens. COTA has been calling on the Turnbull government to take action on this, and their WA CEO, Mr. Mark Teal, will be coming to the studio to tell us a bit more.
Well, superannuation is basically a savings plan for retirement. You have your employer make contributions to your superannuation on a regular basis when you're working. And obviously once you retire, then you've got a nest egg, if you like, an amount of money that you can use to help you enjoy your retirement.
So when can people receive their superannuation payments, and what's the typical retirement age here in Australia?
Good question. So it does vary a little bit, but basically there's something called preservation age, and before the age of 55, unless there's particular circumstances, you can't draw down on your super. Between the ages of 55 and 60, as long as you're permanently retired, you can start to draw down on your super. Otherwise, it's aged over 65 as long as you're retired. The general retirement age, I think, I don't have a figure off the top of my head, but it does vary greatly for people. But the age set by the government for retirement is 67.
What has the Senate Economics Committee report revealed?
Some disturbing facts, and that is that there is a great amount of super that is what's called guaranteed superannuation, which your employer is required to pay into your superannuation fund. And what the Senate Committee has found is that there is many circumstances where unfortunately some employers are doing the wrong thing and they're not making those guaranteed contributions.
How are they doing the wrong thing?
Well, basically by not putting what's required of them into that superannuation, they are essentially almost robbing the worker, if you like, of the entitlements that they have. So that means that the amount of money that should be going into that superannuation fund isn't going in, which obviously means that the amount of money that a person will have when they retire won't be the amount it should be. It will be much less. And they'll also have earned less interest on their superannuation fund. So it really is a case of basically people not doing the right thing, and in doing that, basically taking away from people's ability to enjoy their retirement with the money that they should have and are entitled to.
So how is superannuation unpaid wages?
Well, it's an entitlement. So it's like anything else. A person who takes up employment is entitled to the wages, and also they are entitled to a superannuation payment, a guaranteed payment. So it would be like an employer not providing their holiday pay or not providing them with holidays. It is essentially part of their income package and employment contract. It is part of their full wage that they're guaranteed. So they're robbing them of wages because they're not paying them what they should.
How would unpaid wages impact retirees and cost the government more in age pension payments?
Well, essentially because people wouldn't have enough super, they then become entitled to access the age pension. So in that case, more people are going to be accessing the age pension. They shouldn't need to if employers were doing the right thing. So it impacts on the amount that the government has to put aside.
What actions are you hoping the Turnbull government takes on this situation? Well,
mainly we'd like to see the ATO be much more proactive in following up and managing this issue. You know, the Senate Committee made a range of recommendations. We support all of them. There's quite a few. So we hope that the Turnbull government implements the recommendations of the committee.
What are some of the recommendations of the committee?
The one I've just mentioned about the ATO being more proactive. There's also some recommendations about more regular payments into superannuation. So currently it's often done quarterly. We're looking at a monthly or similar to when people get their wages. And a much more, I guess, stringent monitoring of directors of companies that aren't doing the right thing.
This is Michael So reporting for Undercurrent.